I'm Andrew.
I'm Alyssa.
This is 12 Days of Vlogmas. Now on to the video.
Cheers.
This is Braggin's Adventures. Good morning, everybody. How we doing today? Welcome to part 3 of our 3-part Cruising to Alaska series. This video will cover days 8 through 11. If you haven't watched video 1 and 2 yet, they are linked at the end of this video. Before heading off to Prince Rupert for the day, we're going to grab some breakfast at the Lido Marketplace Buffet. Alyssa was finally able to try her Eggs Benedict that she was eyeballing a couple other days during the week and said it was pretty tasty. We wanted to get a good hearty plate of food before heading to Prince Rupert. Let's go. All right, guys, we're here in Prince Rupert, BC, Canada. New port for us.
Yep.
Yeah, never been here before, so excited to check out the new port. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you look at Google Maps, this looks like a relatively flat port. It is not. You get off the ship at sea level, and it looks like part of the town is a hefty little walk up a hill, up a little cliff. I did see, like, the farther down you go, there is a staircase that's like 5 stories, I think, that you have to climb to get up to like the level where everything is. They do have a bunch of little artisan vendors and stuff right out here at the port. Yeah, cute little, like, I don't want to say it's a flea market, but it's a flea market.
A farmer's market type thing without the food.
Yeah, but we'll head around town, check it out, and let you know what we find.
Yep.
Let's go. All right, guys, our first stop's going to be the Sunken Garden. It's a cool little spot. It's totally free, and it's not very far from the port. If you like flora, this is a cool place to go check out. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing huge, it's nothing massive and extravagant, but I did enjoy my time there. Plus, it's a great little walk around their garden, and it's multi-tiered, so it's a good way to burn off some of those breakfast calories from earlier in the morning. Definitely want to check it out. We do a full review of this in our Day at Prince Rupert video, which is also linked at the end of this one, so be sure to check that out. It was actually just a few days ago as part of the 12 Days of Vlogmas. Alright, guys, we are out in front of Tim Hortons in Prince Rupert. It's about a 10 to 15 minute walk away from the cruise port, but you know, if we're in Canada, we're going to Tim Hortons to get her some coffee and me a donut. Yep. Let's go inside, eh? For our full review of Tim Hortons, you definitely want to check out that Prince Rupert video, but I'm just going to say it right now, Tim Hortons is awesome. I love it, and I'll never not go. Next up, we did a couple other things, but they're not worth mentioning in this video. We checked out a casino that was pretty terrible, so you can catch that in another video. But we're heading to Wheelhouse Brewery now. This is right down on the water, and it's actually a straight walk over from the port if you don't go up into town. So if all you're looking to do is get a little walk in and grab some beers, this is the place you want to head. Full review is in that other video, but I gotta tell you, their beers were pretty tasty, and we actually have another video for them coming out shortly. Definitely want to check them out. Last up, we headed to Breaker's Pub over on the other side of the port and grabbed ourselves a couple of local beers, and by local, I mean local to Canada. These weren't Prince Rupert beers. They were from about an hour and a half away. Sat right on the water, made some friends with the seal, had a couple of beers, and then obviously you know I can't leave Canada without getting some poutine. So we made sure to grab a nice hearty plate of poutine as well. Breaker's Pub, highly recommend it. You should definitely check it out. Also along the flat portion, so you don't have to go up into town to get here. When you get off your ship, just turn left and you'll be there. We decided to head back to the ship at this point, but not before doing some shopping. There's a whole row of like shops. This looked very industrial to me when we first walked past it, but I realized that they were all just cute little shops. Most of them were local too, like not the kitschy souvenir shops that you find in a lot of the ports. These were like local spots with local goods. Anyway, back on the ship, we went to the Carnival Deli again and grabbed ourselves a couple of sandwiches, well, a wrap and a sandwich, hot sandwich and a cold wrap. Both were pretty tasty. I mentioned it before in some of the other videos. We do have a full review of all the Carnival Deli items. That's 14 sandwiches plus the sides. You definitely want to check that one out. It is linked down in the description below, and I think it's a good watch. You don't have to go through what we did and sample every single sandwich. You'll only taste the good ones. Up next, we headed back to the Alchemy Bar, our favorite spot to hang out. We do have every single drink off the Alchemy menu. video, and that is also linked in the description below. We tried all 19 beverages on their menu, most of which are super duper tasty. We love the Alchemy Bar, guys. After this, it was time to get ready for dinner. It was formal night tonight. I think, nope, formal night's tomorrow night. This was just a regular dinner night. So we grabbed a bite to eat, and it happened to be Karen's birthday. So they did this fun little thing. They built her a hat out of napkins, and they brought her a little dessert with a candle. Super good time. Happy birthday, Karen, August 28th. After dinner, we headed back to the Alchemy Bar for a little nightcap before calling it a night. You know what? Honestly, we did so much walking in Prince Rupert that we were pretty tired and headed in early this particular night. But definitely Prince Rupert, good port. I would 100% recommend it, and you should go watch our full detail video after this one. Alright guys, good morning. It's day 9 and we're going to grab a quick breakfast at the Lido Marketplace. This is going to be a fun day at sea, and right after breakfast we started with one of the many sea day activities, 20 questions. So this one was a fun one. We played this one over in that little seating area in front of the Java Blue Cafe, and basically she holds a sign above my head and I ask the crowd 20 questions to try to figure out who I am. I think I did actually eventually get this one. Then we moved over to the atrium to play what I'm going to call the living board game. I don't actually remember what it was called in the Hub app specifically, but basically they set up this giant like board game on the ground, and we had teams and we played different levels. I paired up with this adorable little girl who didn't have any teammates to play with her, and her sister. So we tried to catch fish for this particular round I'm showing you here. There were multiple levels, and your token moved around the game board. Honestly, it was a super fun time. It probably lasted about an hour just playing this one game, but I had a good time getting to know this family. There was a mom, a dad, and 3 girls and a brother, if I remember correctly. But you know, we grabbed a drink at the Alchemy Bar, played for a bit, and just enjoyed the vibe of a day at sea. After playing games, we worked up an appetite for lunch and headed to the Carnival Deli for the last time on this trip to try the very last 2 things on the menu that we hadn't gotten to yet. It's the chili dog and then the veggie burger. Guys, yes, you can go watch our full detailed review of everything on the deli, sure, but I'm just going to tell you right now, don't ever order the veggie burger. It was probably the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth on a cruise ship. It was not good, to say the least. There are plenty of other vegan and vegetarian options on the ship. Don't put yourself through eating that thing. Anyway, afterwards, it was time to take the mixology class. This was so much fun. It does take place at the Alchemy Bar. You need to ask about it on the very first day. They don't always do the mixology class. It's up to the alchemists if they get enough interest and they feel like doing it, because they are doing it in their off time. It is an extra charge, and I think it was $25 a person, but that includes your drinks and you learn how to make them. Totally fun. We have a bonus alchemy class video that you can check out if you'd like and see it in full detail. The class is pretty long, so by the time we got out of there, we were pretty hungry again, and we decided to head over to Seafood Corner. Now, on your ship, it's either going to be called Seafood Corner or it's going to be called Seafood Shack. Seafood Corner is typically a special section of the Lido buffet that they set aside. Seafood Shack is kind of like its own little venue, its own little window, if you will. Either way, though, it's going to be the same pricing and the same type of situation. You walk up, you place your order, and you take it away. It is an upcharge, but I honestly don't think the prices are that bad. We've tried a lot off the menu over the years, and this time we wanted to try some fresh crab with Aaron, so we did that. But we've done the clam chowder bowl, the lobster roll, the fried fish platter, the fresh oysters. The only thing I ever have bad to say about the Seafood Corner / Seafood Shack is I would steer clear of the fried stuff. It doesn't seem to be the best to me, but all the fresh stuff is super tasty, and I personally think it's worth the upcharge. If you like seafood. If you don't like seafood, then just stick with the free stuff that comes with your cruise fare, you know what I mean? But I thought it was pretty good, and I'll never say no to seafood. Up next, we headed to the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. This was part of our bar hop. So we had the goal of trying the 2 most popular drinks at every bar on the ship, and we did. You could check out that bar video, the bar hop video. It's linked down in the description below. Super fun time bar hopping on a cruise ship, by the way. We spread our bar hop out, though. We did not do it all in one sitting because that's a lot of bars. Anyway, after visiting the tequila bar, we went and got ready because it is formal night tonight. Headed to the MDR for that free lobster. We love lobster, especially when it's free. And you can get up to 2. If you want a third one, they're going to charge you, I think, $5 a plate, but you can get at least 2 lobster tails for you. After that, we headed to the Alchemy Bar to grab some more drinks before calling it a night. If this video seems shorter than the other 2, it's because A, I feel like we rested a lot these last couple of days, and B, we also did a lot of B-roll filming these last couple of days for other videos, so that's why this video seems a little shorter each day. Also, we just ate and drank a lot, and I'm only showing you little snippets of us eating and drinking. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for day 10. Good night. All right, good morning, everybody. It's day 10, and Alyssa and I grabbed just some continental breakfast from the Lido Marketplace and ate it on our balcony because we wanted to get over to this towel animal class. They actually teach you how to do the cool towel animals that your room steward leaves on your bed every night. I gotta tell you, this is one of the most fun things I've done on a cruise ship, and that sounds super strange. The only downfall to it is you don't get to keep the animals, and I get it, they don't want us taking, thousands of towels home without paying for them. But we worked really hard, and I want to keep our animals. Super fun. So they would do it up on the stage, and we happened to get there early enough to get in the front row. And you can see how many people were in there. But then they had a camera shot from above that they were projecting onto the screen so that people could easily see every single step. And they would help you. But I think we did pretty good. If this class is offered on your ship, and I think it usually is on the last sea day, you should do it. Up next, we headed over for Sea Day Brunch, our final day at sea, our final Sea Day Brunch, and yum-y, okay? I got steak and eggs, obviously, and it was absolutely delicious. I know a lot of people complain about the steak at brunch, but I thought it was super tasty and cooked exactly like I asked for it to be. After brunch, we needed to go burn off some calories, so we headed up to deck to play a little bit of basketball. I suck at basketball, it turns out. Well, at least I suck at basketball when the ship's moving. But, we had a good time nonetheless. After that, we met our friends Eric and Becca for some mini golf up on deck. And I do like mini golf. I especially like it on this ship because they do have ridges around each of the parts of the course. On the Radiance, the golf, it's all flat. So you could literally hit your ball and it could wheel off onto the jogging track fairly easily. That being said, I tend to hit my ball pretty hard and oftentimes would send it to the jogging track anyway. But nonetheless, they at least put these little bricks around to try to help me stand a chance at not doing that. You see how high that bounds? Come on, guys. I'm obviously not a sports dude. Anyway, we grabbed a later lunch, one last shot at the Chinese food at the Lido Marketplace. That Chinese food really was where it was at. Don't believe any hype about it being bad Chinese food. It's absolutely delicious. And then we went and enjoyed that on our balcony while we're just moving around. What a great time. One last, or not one last, but one more visit to the Alchemy Bar. We do have one more later on in the evening. But remember, we did do that whole video about drinking everything on the Alchemy Bar menu. That's why you find us there so much. Plus, it's just a great place to hang out. If you have good bartenders on your ship at the Alchemy Bar is definitely the place to hang. And we had great bartenders on the ship. I've never, have I ever had a bad alchemist? I don't think I have. No, it's always a good time. Afterwards, we went to grab a burger at Guy's Burger Joint, one last burger at sea, and then headed right on back to the Alchemy Bar for the very final of 19 drinks at the Alchemy Bar. I've mentioned it before, but I do want to say again, we have everything on the Guy's menu, everything on the Alchemy Bar menu. We have videos for everything. Go check those out. They're linked in the description below. You can get loads of information for your next Carnival cruise. Hey, you know what? While I've got you, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button. We do have a giveaway coming up, and I'll talk more about it at the end of the video, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Our last nighttime meal was room service. We wanted to try this out for you guys. I have a full review of it in another video in the Carnival Dining playlist. But we ordered a few things and had it delivered. Room service is an extra charge, but you know what? The food's pretty tasty. It just takes a little bit to get there, and it's kind of cold, so that's a bummer. But the pizza is pizza from the Pizza Pirate or Pizza del Capitano, depending on what ship you're on. So it's not a different pizza. You're getting that good pizza, but you just have to leave your room for it. So that's always nice. That means that you're only paying the delivery charge on that pizza. Otherwise, it's it's free pizza. You're just paying a delivery charge for it, and I think it's like $5, which isn't bad. Guys, I just want to say thanks for joining us in Alaska for 10 days. This was awesome. We had a really good time on this cruise. It is a long cruise. I mean, I wouldn't do it as your first cruise. I would pick one of the 3 or 4 day cruises as your first one to make sure that you like it. But once you're an avid cruiser, you find you love it. There is no prettier place in the world to cruise, in my opinion, than Alaska. And honestly, I love cruising on Carnival. I'll always say that. I like Carnival Cruise Lines. Anyway, if you have any questions, hit us up down below. If you need help booking your next cruise, we can help you with that too. There's information down in the description. And like I said, all those other videos that you can definitely check out. We did have one last meal on the ship, obviously, the next morning before debarkation. It was just a quick breakfast at the Lido Marketplace. And actually, I think we ended up going to Blue Iguana again and grabbing just a quick burrito. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Hey everybody, Andrew from Braggins Adventures, and I wanted to take a quick moment to remind you to make sure you click subscribe and ring that notification bell. Why? Because we're giving out a $50 gift card to one lucky subscriber for Amazon.com. Now, to make this contest happen, we have to hit 400 subscribers by January 5th. So make sure you tell your friends to come on over and click that subscribe button.